All right, let's medical. Martin, Powell, and Lively are all out.
Next, about AD being available, is he going to be on what type of minutes restriction?
Good question. 36 to 38.
Okay,
Is that minute restriction?
it's pretty normal.
So don't hold me if we do play him 40. No, but I think it's 36 to 38. So he's ready to go.
And then in terms of just going against another big like Şengün, you got the Sabonis, you got the Jokic, what type of advantages does having a player like AD when you're going against those type of bigs?
Yeah, Segun All-Star. He's giving us fits here every time we've played him. So, Gaff and AD, we have to be better on him, make it tougher. He can score, he can pass, and again, he puts a lot of pressure on the defense. So hopefully we're up to that task this afternoon. He's having a great season. But when you talk about those other centers, those are, I think, Sabonis probably could have been an all-star. Those for us, we've gotten bigger. This is a different team, and so we have to use that to our advantage.
Jason, in the time that you've had AD with you, how much of your concepts do you think that he's been able to pick up in the practices and shoot-arounds this week? And along those lines, do you actually anticipate that you might change or tweak some of your systemic concepts because of the particular skills that he brings to the table?
Yeah, well, defensively, he's has a head start because he's played in this system before in LA. So he's familiar with the defensive system. Offensively, we'll pivot around him and understanding, put him in the position where he's successful, understanding in the post, on the elbow, letting him handle the ball and make decisions there. And then on the defensive end, his ability, again, to protect, to guard 1 through 5, we have to take advantage of that. And so we'll hopefully we can get, to that this afternoon. But there are going to be mistakes, or as we've talked to the team this morning, don't watch AD. AD will join the party. AD knows how to play the game. Anytime there's a trade or a new player, is going to play for the first time, it tends to be where we will all just watch him. And so he's going to play at a high level. He knows how to play. And so the big thing is, don't watch, just do your job this afternoon and do it at a high level. But offensively, he's going to touch the ball. But again, his ability to set screens for Clay, for our shooters, and then also being able to handle. So again, there's a lot of different things we can do with AD, and it's just going to take time.
Jason, just to make sure this is understood correctly, you've been coaching the team 4 years and taking it to 2 conference finals and a finals. And a week ago, your best player was getting traded, and you didn't know about it until basically it was happening?
Yeah, the 11th hour. Yeah.
What is the 11th hour? Is that a few days or?
Just getting a call to come up to the room and was told about the trade.
Just at the very end, the last?
Yeah.
And you're okay with that?
Yeah, I'm an employee of the Mavs.
You don't want any say in how the roster is constructed?
No, I think I've said this before, and some maybe overlooked it. I'm the coach. I coach the players that are here. We made a trade, and we got to push forward, and that's what we're doing. That no one's gonna, feel bad for us. Trades happen in this game. Things change. Coaches change. Teams get sold. A lot of things happen that are out of our control. But you got to continue to just do your job, and that's what I'm doing. I'm the coach. I'm not the decision maker. I'm here to coach the team that's given to me, and then I'm judged on that by you guys. Fair or not?
And you're not one of the coaches who wants to buy some of the groceries?
No. I'm the one who gets the groceries. Then I got to figure out how to use it, and so that's what we're doing. But the injuries this year, never have we complained. We put out groups. We've started two-way players. We're going to try to find a way to win, and that's what it comes down to. So I don't want to be the one that's buying the groceries. Just give me the groceries, and I'll figure it out.
How does no Luka, did this new roster change what you do against the Rockets, if at all?
Yeah, we're bigger. We're gonna have to. It's gonna take us time to get chemistry. It's gonna take time for us to get a flow. But we're up for that challenge, and so that's what it's all about. Is giving us time. We got 4 games before the break, and so right now it's just understanding what our strengths are and play to them. Lean into those as much as we can, and understand that we got guys that can play at a high level and find a way to win.
Some of us still remember the shock of December the 26th, 1996. How much of going through that yourself helps you in terms of like now you're coaching players who now have gone through a similar shock?
Man, I try to forget about that day. No, you grow up fast because you understand that you are drafted. That's a dream come true. You see yourself playing for an organization for a long time, and to get called back to the locker room and told that you've been traded to Phoenix, it shocks you because you don't know about that side of the business, but you have to grow up fast, and it is a business, and that doesn't change the game of basketball. It just changes the city, and you still can fulfill your dreams, and so going through that and being able to experience that and share that with the group, this isn't our first time making a trade at the All-Star deadline. I thought someone brought that up to my attention that since we've been here, we've always made a trade. And I think when you start with Kai, PJ and Gav, there was questions about those. And I think those kind of turned out all right. And so, again, we pushed forward during those trades. As much as you guys talked that Luka and Kai did not work or was not going to work, we figured it out, and this is the same. We got to figure it out.
Jason, I think it's safe to assume the atmosphere today is going to be probably like nothing we've ever seen before. What kind of conversations have you guys had with players, if any, to try to prepare for that?
Yeah, the noise outside doesn't affect your job. We're judged on energy and effort, and understanding that the fan has a right to express. They paid their money for a game. They come to express how they felt, and we understand the sadness or the hurt or confusion on the Luka trade. But we, as employees of the Mavs, have no choice but to push forward with the group we have, and I think in due time they'll cheer and be happy with the group that's going to play this afternoon.
Jason, you had go ahead.
I'm sorry, I got
Yeah,
a basketball question.
Okay, cool.
The ball seemed to find him a little bit more in the Celtic game, and the ball movement, the 32 assists, but he seemed to be able to get into a rhythm because the flow of what you were doing and the spacing of what you're doing, do you think that will continue even though you're trying to fit pieces together? Will you get him more involved?
Yeah, I thought the flow started in Philly. Unfortunately, that the wind didn't fall in our favor, but I thought from what we did in Philly to continue to what we did in Boston, you could see the flow start. You could see Clay had great looks in Philly, just didn't go down until later into that fourth quarter. And then for his ability to get us going, I thought also his veteran leadership of everything that has been taking place up to that point was shown at a high level of him coming out, being aggressive. But the pace that we're playing at, when we can get the ball over with 21 on the clock, we're top 3. And I think that fits Clay's ability to move and be able to get those shots. And then also just the flow has changed where we have to set screens. Usually when we had Luka, the pick and roll was a dominant thing. Now we're using off-ball screens to get our shooters opportunities or our playmakers opportunities on the second or third side. And I thought that was big for us in Boston, is that we got to the third side. Thank you.
The initial shock of the Luka trade, you've talked about it. If we were to have talked to you maybe 2 weeks ago, if you had to guess, would you have thought that Luka was going to be someone who stays with the Mavericks till the end of his career?
Are we playing hypothetical? Like I can't. Yeah, I can't. I'm not into the hypothetical. Yeah, I can't play the hypothetical. Like, who knows? You know, coaching change can happen 2 weeks from now. Like, you know that we can't play that game. Give me the facts, right? Like, this is my team. This is the team I'm going to coach, and we're going to try our best to win, and not just win, but win a championship. And so, the hypotheticals of 2 weeks ago or training camp in Vegas, we didn't want Exum and Luka to get hurt, but that happened. And so you got to continue to keep push forward, be a pro, and do your job at the highest level until told otherwise.
Jason, because you coach with AD in LA, how much does that help both of you guys in this transition?
Yeah, easy. The burger is good. He's as good as they come as a human being and as a player. And when you go to battle, you want him on your side. And so to have that relationship, to go through those battles, to win a championship, he was a big part of that, as much as LeBron. That team, you know, AD stepped up, made some big shots for us. And then when you have the versatility of, you know, letting him guard 1 through 5 and you don't have to help, makes it a lot easier for teammates, but also for as a coaching staff, because you don't have that luxury a lot of times. And so you're always trying to cover up or help someone. But AD is one that can stand on the island by himself, and he tends to come out a winner.
Jason, along the lines of minutes, you were talking about AD's minutes earlier. This week, Kyrie's played 42 against Philly and 40 the other night against Boston.
That's it?
What's your perspective on the workload that he has risen to the occasion for this week, and how would you like to ideally manage his minutes moving forward?
Yeah, that was probably a lot of minutes, you know, so hopefully we can keep that under 40. Don't hold me to that this afternoon, but I think when you look at the roster, or when you look at the eligibility of guys who can play in those last 2 games, we didn't have AD or PJ, right? So we had to start Exum, Spencer, and just understanding now as we get whole here with the starters, you have Exum that can come off the bench and Spencer come off the bench. So we have a little bit more leeway of being able to get Kai a little rest. We just didn't have that, you know, luxury, you know, with all the injuries and the guys that were out.
Is playing faster with this team a big point of emphasis now?
Yeah, we got to play fast. We have to play fast, and I think you can see that in the last 2 games. Thanks.